Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You only get one chance, right? Wrong. However, I will tell you some days it doesn't feel like that. I know I haven't gotten on to update you guys in a couple of days. I've kind of been wrapping my head around some new information that I had and that I received. And honestly, I don't know that I was ready to talk about it because I had to talk through it with my therapist this morning because it was really daunting. So as you guys know, if you've watched this channel, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to help other people become more aware of what's going on in their mind, with their body, share my journey, share my experience, because it has not been a smooth ride. It has been a very rocky road. And I had to really advocate for myself to get help. And my mom really had to help advocate for me as well. So much so that she was begging the people to take me in at one point at the mental hospital to help me. I was that far. So I'm really hoping that that's what this channel does. But I have been going to physical therapy for the last 6 weeks, 3 times a week. And then I was supposed to start occupational therapy last week, but I'm having an issue with my heart. So I am in tachycardia, meaning my heart range even when I'm resting is too high. My heart is working too hard, like it shouldn't be working this hard to pump blood to the rest of my body. So I was dealing with that last week, so I couldn't go to physical therapy, and I couldn't do what they call intake for occupational therapy. For those of you that don't know what occupational therapy is where they're helping you learn or relearn how to get dressed in the morning, how to brush your teeth, how to cook, how to get out of bed, how to get from a wheelchair to the couch, anything like that. So a lot of people that are in occupational therapy have either had a stroke and they're learning to not use one side of their body, or people that have been in car accidents and just awful things. And so for me, obviously I'm blessed that I haven't had those issues. However, I have a fun thing called a conversion disorder. It's not fun, but I haven't really, I've kind of explained what it is, but not to the extent. So what my mind is doing is it's literally bullying my body. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's bullying my body. So my mind, there's a little bug and I'm gonna get it. Okay. My mind is playing tricks on my body. Conversion disorders are so incredibly hard to treat because it is hard to differentiate a medical problem versus a psychological problem. So what they have to do is you have to go through a battery of tests in order to rule out that it's not a medical problem. That is really frustrating. It's very tiring. It's incredibly irritating. And I'm about over it, if I'm being honest with you. I went and did my intake for occupational therapy. I don't necessarily need to relearn how to get dressed, brush my teeth, comb my hair. However, I am losing dexterity in my hands. And I knew I was, and I knew that it was becoming a problem when I could no longer open a bottle. So a bottle like this. This, by the way, is one of my favorite drinks. If y'all haven't tried Body Armor, this is delicious. It's strawberry grape. This is what I pretty much live off of, this and water, because I can't have caffeine. So this is what I got. but I couldn't get like this. Like I can't get this off without help. And I knew that it was becoming a problem. And so finally had the intake for occupational therapy, and they go through all these tests. So one of the tests, they have this cool little tool that tests your grip strength. So how, like, it's a little tool like this, and you literally squeeze it to test your grip strength. So people my age should have a grip strength between 60 and 75. My right hand has a grip of 20, and my left hand has a grip of 15. Pretty bummed about that. I didn't realize how bad it was. And then they do these tests where there's like a little button, and you go like this or you go like this, to see how much like pressure you can put on each of these. Or I apologize, one and then the two together. Supposed to be at 36 is about range. I'm at 2. Frustrated. And then the last test they did was, have you ever got, it's an older game, but like the pegboard game, like the little triangle, and you put the pegs in there. That's what this looked like, is that pegboard game that we used to have a while ago. And so you have to do it as fast as you can with each hand. So you do it with your right hand, you put them in and you take them out. That's what they're timing. And then the other hand is you put them in, take them out. 16 is about where I should be, and I'm at 36 seconds, and I should be at 16 seconds. My left hand was worse. It was 40 seconds. My right hand is a little bit, like my right side of my body is a little bit stronger than the left side of my body, and that's typical because I'm right-handed. Yeah, that sucks. It really sucks. And so the physical therapist was like, well, we need to figure out, why is this happening? And when doctors can't figure something out, conversion disorder, especially for somebody like me that has already been diagnosed with it, is like the catch-all bucket. We can't find a reason for this symptom, so it must be her conversion disorder. We can't find a reason for this symptom, so it must be her conversion disorder. It's literally a catch-all bucket when they just don't know, they have no idea what to tell me. They don't know what's wrong. It is a really scary thought to lose movement in your hands. And I can only imagine those people that can't. And I am so sorry, because it was probably the scariest thing. And I talked to my therapist this morning because I was having a really rough time with it. And he helped, please don't get me wrong. He's amazing, but he's also trying to give me like reality, right? Like what is really going on. And I asked him flat out, I said, how many of your patients with conversion disorder, like there's a reason I'm going to him, because he specializes in DID, dissociative identity disorder, which is what I have, in conversion disorder. He specializes in it. That's why I'm going to him. And I said, how many of your conversion patients get better? And he goes, I'm going to answer it honestly. And then he's like, you need to process it, because you're the only one that can make it worse. And he goes, not very many. He's like, a lot of them give up. a lot of them give up because it's so frustrating. Because everybody tells you that you're fine and you're clearly not fine. Me, I have a little bit different because I have other issues, right? So like I have other diagnoses, but this particular one, the conversion disorder, it's rare. It's not typical. It's not typical for your body to be, or your mind to be bullying your body and make it do things that nobody understands. But he said something really enlightening to me. And I've already said it, but it was really enlightening because he goes, "Can you make it better?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Can you make it better?" I was like, "I'm trying. I'm doing all the things, right? All the things the therapists say, all the things the doctors say. I'm doing all the tests. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm literally running around like a crazy person," which I am one, running around trying to make this better. I am doing everything to make this better, everything I can. And he's like, "Is it working?" I said, "No. I mean, I get better sometimes, and then I fall back, and then I have a new stressor, and then I gotta deal with that." He's like, "What happens when you stop trying?" I said, "It's only gonna get worse." And he's like, "So you're telling me that you don't have the power to make it better, but you have the power to make it worse?" That was incredibly powerful because, man, there are times and days where I just sit and cry because I have no idea what my life's gonna look like and all the things that I've worked really hard for. I mean, I have to use my hands for what I do. I have to use my legs. I have to walk. I'm still walking with a walker most of the time. But I have the power to make it worse. But I don't have the power to make it better. Conversion disorder is not something you get better from. At least not typically. It is something you learn to live with. Something you learn to work around. You learn your new limitations. And for somebody that's a go-getter like me, it's really hard to hear. It's really hard to hear. So forgive me if I haven't been on here a lot. I'm just processing a lot. But I wanted to be honest with you guys about what was going on. I just had to give myself time to put it together into words. But I have the power to make it worse. And I don't want to give it that power. I think that's true in a lot of things in our lives. Sometimes we don't have the power to make it better. But we definitely have the power to give up and to make it worse. And I'm trying my hardest not to give it that power. What is your thing? What is your struggle? And are you giving it the power to make it worse? Or are you learning to live with it? Thank y'all for watching and subscribing. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Have a great night, guys.